Last time on the Incorrigible Party. Being returned to his cell, Rumpke quickly experiences the lows of drug use after enjoying the very temporary highs, and sending his opponent to the prison infirmary, which has been left in the chaotic control of freed inmates, vying for their own taste of stupor. Shortly after this, the prison is put into lockdown as Hellcruck and Kylea Seychadal slink their way back to cell block B, with Happy Lilton in tow. Opal and Rumpke, your kind of like semi-slumber, semi-watchful eye, it's interrupted for like the third, maybe fourth time tonight. It seems a proper night's rest is not in the foreseeable future at the very least, but you're awakened again by like the click of your cell opening, and Kylea Seychadal, whisper silent, slinks through the gap in the door. Hellcruck is of course behind her, supporting a dazed and lethargic-looking Happy Lilton as they too re-enter your cell.
Opal! Rumpke, are you awake?
What? Kylea!
Shh! Keep it down.
Quiet.
I am now happy! Happy.
Are we ready to get out of here now? I got Happy. Where's Benito?
We don't know.
But we don't have the key.
I think we've got that sorted, actually.
I sort of throw my legs over the side of the bed and sort of lean up. You got a key?
Hellcruck reaches into his pocket and pulls out the master key that he has. Kind of like dangles it with a grin.
Are we sure that's it?
It's gotten us this far.
I'm pretty sure this key opens, basically any door we want to get through in here.
Okay, so we don't really have a ton of time, but is the flashing lights, what does that mean? Do they know you've escaped? You were in solitary!
Hellcruck kind of looks over to Kylea, raises an eyebrow.
We don't think they're looking for us, currently.
Okay, where's Benito? Let's get out of here.
Again, we don't know.
Well, let's find him.
Rumpke, you're not looking so hot there, friend.
Yeah, I've had a rough night.
Are you gonna be able to keep up if we try and... Happy's not doing too hot either, but...
I could try to help him.
Hellcruck, if you kind of loosen your grip on Happy a little, Happy slumps down onto the bunk next to Rumpke, and he's barely able to support himself, but if you had seen him earlier, he's actually looking a lot better than he was.
It may be prudent to leave tonight, despite the shortcomings.
Okay, let's do it. Can my friend next door come with me?
What? Your friend next door?
No.
What?
Okay, fine.
Opal, is there something you need to tell us?
Well, I made friends in the well, not really the commissary, but in the gym. And Stan and Mel, and they're good guys. And we should just let them out.
Oh, goodness. Opal, the more people that's involved with this escape, the more risky it's going to be. You know that, right?
I know, it's just I feel bad that we're going to walk right by them.
I know, but we have to sort of put our own safety first.
Rumpke, are you up for this?
I can walk. I can make it. If we get out of here tonight, I can do it.
Can I ask a question? My cure wounds is verbal and somatic. It doesn't say any ingredients on it. But I don't have my kit, my focus.
So again, your arcane focus, which for you would be your tools, it simply would replace material components with no gold cost. So you will absolutely be able to cast Cure Wounds.
So, Opal, before we take off, because it seems imminent, will go over and put her hand on Rumpke's shoulder. Delta's shoulder, and he's gonna get...
And I mumble a few things, and I'm gonna...
15 hit points.
Hey, I feel a little better.
Can you do that again for us?
For who? Everyone?
No, just us.
You mean the two, the one of you?
I'll hold out my arm and you can see it's all chomped and mangled and pretty grody looking.
Does she look better than Rumpke did? Like, can I use a level 1 on her? Because I used level 2.
I have 6 hit points.
Can I do it twice? Can I do level 1 twice?
If you have the slots for it, you can cast it as many times as you have the spell slots for it. Yes, and Kylea does look quite worse for wear. Hellcrock's not looking too badly, and Happy's like starting
Happy.
to stir a little more, even in this
Okay.
short time that you've been kind of talking.
I'd say wound-wise, I don't look as bad because it's not going to do anything for my exhaustion. So
For Kylea, level 1 cure wounds, 13 hit points. And I will... You know what? Let's just have a
group hug.
I'm gonna do a group hug, and I'm gonna cure. So I cure first level Kylea. Does she look like she needs more? Top up type thing.
If you have more to spare.
Okay, I'll hug you and Happy, and you will each get. Do I roll it 2 separate times?
Yeah, it's 2 instances of it being cast. Yeah. I will say for Happy, Happy is the most thing that's affecting Happy is the effects of the stupor, not necessarily like a hit point total. So don't waste a spell slot
Okay.
on Happy because
Okay.
it's not going to do much for him right now.
I give Kylea 15 more hit points.
Oh, thank you. That feels so much better.
I have Alchemical Savant. Whenever you cast a spell using your alchemist supplies as the spell. Oh, dang it. Okay. It takes no action, but I'm not using my focus, right? So then Rumpke does go back to 15.
So Kylea's original instance would be 9 instead of 13.
So 9 and 11.
9 and 11.
And I don't want to be caught. So,
That's gotta be good enough for now. Can you make it?
Yeah, we're good. We're good now.
What if the tide is in?
We think we're gonna have to risk it or go out the front entrance.
The front?
The whole place is probably gonna be on lockdown for a while. We don't know if we'll be able to get out tomorrow night if we don't go right now.
Yeah, I agree with Kylea and Seixardal. I think it's probably now or never.
What are the chances of finding Benito?
Well, I imagine he's still right in his cell, and I think, a lot of the guards might be pretty preoccupied right now, so this might be perfect.
Okay, so where's the cell?
shh. Let's quit jabbing and
Okay,
start
but
moving.
does someone know? Because I don't.
Well, let's go out and find out. And Kylea will open the cell door again and start walking farther into B section.
So your plan is to simply wander the entirety of the cell block until you come upon Benito's cell. Then that's
seems
that's the
dumb.
plan you're going with.
Or go, Benito!
no.
Benito, where are you?
Hellcrook would kind of walk along some cells and kind of look in here and there and see, I don't know how I would kind of tell which inmates seem more cooperative or not, but essentially you're going to try and pick out some inmate in one of the first handful of cells to ask if they know where Benito is kept.
Would we have any information on where the Benito might be in?
If you just let me talk to Mel and let Mel out.
On your own and what you've done in here, no, you have zero information about where Benito's cell possibly could be, right? Like, there really is no rhyme. Like Hellcrook knows, there's no rhyme or reason where inmates are placed in a cell. It's like, okay, here's an empty one. This is now their cell, kind of thing, right? So yeah, without specifically finding a prisoner that may have the knowledge, yeah, you don't know.
So I think that Opal's on a good thought process here. At least talk to Mel. We don't have to necessarily tell Mel that we're escaping right now, but we can say we're going to try to find Benito. Do you know where he's at? He's a pretty popular guy, right?
Is Mel in a cell by himself?
No, you know that Stan is his cellmate. Like they mentioned as much when you were talking to them in the gym.
Okay, I just couldn't remember as myself. Okay, so I will clearly be out of the cell, whispering into them.
Okay, yeah, because Kylea, like Kylea is ready to go and look, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing stopping Kylea from going off by herself and trying to search either, right? If you think that you'd be cover more ground more quickly that way.
I think I would like to leave the cell to approach them from, like, visibly outside of the cell and, like, crouch down and whisper to them. Because Mel knows we plan to get out of here, and maybe they'll tell us the truth in exchange for the old master
The other
key.
option is if you just sort of talk to him without letting him know
I
we can get
know,
out
but
of
it's
the cell.
Opal.
Just ask him about Benito.
Opal and Rumkey, what are your passive perceptions? I already have Kylea's and Hellcrux here.
16.
Opal's passive perception is 11.
So Kylea, out of the cell, Kylea, are you just going? Or you're waiting for everyone to accompany you?
I was waiting and I was kind of like heading down the hallway, but then I stopped because Opal stopped.
Okay, and Opal has stepped out to speak directly at the bars of Stan and Mel's
I'm gonna
cell.
slink, yes.
Hellcrux, what are you doing?
If I see that Opal is stopping to talk, my original plan was to walk a few cells down and, you know, like I said, look for one of the cellmates or the inmates that, like, I don't know, looks more approachable, but I won't do that if I see that Opal's already stopping to talk to them.
Okay, and Rumkey, are you just remaining on the cot next to Happy here?
Okay, if you guys are just going out searching, then I'm going to stay with Happy. I'll sort of put him up in the cot, and I'll go over and sort of sit
My
next to
plan
him.
is to hopefully have the information, come right back to grab him, and sort of help you guys.
Let's, okay, so Rumkey, as you're like helping Happy, like maybe like sitting him up a little more properly, you notice he has something under his shirt, as you do. Kylea has stopped for Opal. Opal, you are at the cell here, and you can see two figures. I mean, you can see them pretty clearly with your dark vision. You see Mel and Stan. They do appear to have gone back to sleep since the original alarm had sounded.
Psst. Mel. Stan. Psst.
What? What? Jewel, is that you again?
Come here.
What do you mean? Come here. I'm right at the bar. I'm right here.
Oh. Sorry, I thought you were in your bed.
Well, there's not much room in here.
Right, okay. Do you know where Benito's cell is? This is, like, extremely important. Even, like, any idea.
Wait a second. You're out of your cell. Is it happening right now?
It's happening. Tell me where Benito is.
Okay, I'll get Stan.
No, wait a second. Where's Benito?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think he's on this side of the block.
Okay, so do you have any idea which way to go?
Not really.
Dang it.
Look, I can help you look. What's going on out there anyways?
Yeah, but there's, like, flashing lights and stuff. What does that mean?
I haven't told you. It's locked down. I don't know, something's going on.
It's in lockdown? Yeah, then we can't be caught. You stay tight. You hang in there, and, we gotta find Benito.
Can Hellcrux hear this conversation? I'm assuming I'd be close
Yeah,
enough to hear.
you could all probably hear this exchange.
Talk to you later, Mel.
And I'll start walking back to the cell.
Wait, don't forget us, okay?
No, we won't forget you, Mel. Do you think would your friend there know where Benito is, or do you think they're not going to know either?
I don't know if Stan will know much more than me.
Okay. Well, we're gonna try and be real quiet and real sneaky, and yeah, just hang tight.
Come on, Rumkey. Let's go.
And I put, like, Happy's arm over my shoulder to sort of walk with him.
Leave them there.
What does Happy have under his shirt?
Sure, if you pull up his shirt, like, and it looks like he's kind of like, you know, moving his hand to do it himself, right? But he's like a little fumbling. It seems like his hand-eye coordination isn't quite back yet. Looks like he's himself is coming down on the effects of the last dose of stupor he received. He kind of pulls onto the fabric, and you see he's got like a plant, like two plants under his shirt, kind of tucked into his waistband. You see it's like the root and stem and root system of like a 7-petaled flower. There's 2 of them.
Keep those safe. It was quite a bit of trouble to get them.
Are those the stoopers?
We stole them for you, Opal. Maybe you can.
We
grow 'em
liberated
and-
them.
Borrowed them for research.
Borrowed, right? Yes, research. Yes. Yeah.
That's an awkward place to put them, but it's fine. Don't drop them.
I pull Happy's shirt back down and go, all right, keep him safe, Happy. And I
Miss-
sort of push him
Miss-
up to
Thomas
Opal.
Rocket,
Yeah.
is that you?
Yeah, I'm here to save you. Just try to help me walk, okay?
Shouldn't we leave them in the cell while we find Benito?
Mr. Tread. Oh, Rumpke.
Are we supposed to just get out of here? And if we find Benito...
We have to come back this way.
Hey, look, I can walk. This is too risky. Let's just go together and get out of here if we can. I can walk. I'll take care of Happy here.
I'll definitely help. I'll help Happy as well. He's gonna need it. But maybe Opal and Carly or Seishodao, are you both kind of sneaky? You could go a little bit further ahead.
Happy has now started like almost like shifting back and forth, like his weight is like shifting. Mr. Tread, is Lehan okay?
Oh yeah. No worries. But you just try and focus on being quiet. We're gonna get you out of here, but we need to be
Why are you
really
asking
sneaky.
about Lehan?
Let's talk, Sprocket.
Shut
you came
him
back
up.
for me.
Make him be quiet.
Seishodao, that's
Yeah,
not
it's-
very nice.
Is this part of your team?
No,
Let's talk, Sprocket.
I go over, rip a piece of the bed sheet into
Oh,
a
yeah.
wad, and I sort of stick it in his mouth. I go, okay, Happy, chew on this.
Oh, wait, Mr. Rumpke.
No, chew. Yeah, it's good.
And
It's
don't
good
use
for
our
you.
real names. Let's go.
Yeah, look, Happy. So we're in prison right now. We're breaking you out, but we're in here under aliases.
Save
and
your
we
breath.
have to be really, really, really quiet, or we're gonna get caught. Okay? So
Kylie
just-
takes off down the hallway.
And as she does, the amber lights still flashing. The buzzing alarm sounds again. And it seems like it persists this time.
Do we hear any commotion, like within earshot, or no?
Not with this alarm going from where you are, no.
Should we just go back to our cells? Or I don't know, we can't have Happy in there with us. Let's go the other way.
I think it's tonight or nothing. I think we gotta seize this opportunity.
Yeah, we either go all together, or Kylie goes, we all go back in the cell, let her go out and find Benito and then come back. If you think there's time, let's do that.
Roughly how far through the night would we estimate that we are? I know it's probably, there's no windows or anything, so it's hard to guesstimate, but...
Basing, yeah, it would be a little difficult to guesstimate, but probably like 1 or 2 in the morning, I would say.
Okay, so it's like nowhere near morning time yet.
No, you're not. You're still a few hours away from dawn.
What time is roll call in the morning? What time do they check on the prisoners normally?
Outside of like this type of lockdown scenario, obviously, well, I guess you would have some idea of when you were, as Olin had taken you out of your cells. Again, not knowing exactly what time it was, but yeah, you probably have maybe 6 or 7 hours before that would happen in normal circumstances. Obviously, this is kind of extenuating circumstances, and again, Hellcrock would know that the lockdown could last 24 hours. It could be more like 48 or 72 hours, depending on what's going on in the prison.
The smart move is we all stay in our cell, let Kylie go out, or Seishodal go out, and look around and try to find the information and come back. That's a smart move. Now, the fun move would be we're all wandering the hallways aimlessly with 2 people that can barely walk while there's a middle of a lockdown. Now, that would be fun, but the smart move
The
is to stay in the
seemingly
cell.
tripping of an alarm, I don't like. Because the lights stay the same, but there's a buzzing, right? That's
Roll me an insight. You can all roll me an insight then, and Hellcrock could do his with advantage.
20.
Let's go, baby. And at 20 for 24.
Kylie has a 22.
11 for Rumpke.
Again, kind of makes sense for Rumpke's current state. But so everybody except Rumpke,
Oh, actually, that would be 10, 9, 8, 7,
it would
6.
be even lower.
Sorry,
yes,
6.
Right.
because of your 5 levels of exhaustion. So everybody but Rumpke, kind of like you. There's no reason that you would expect like this. Your activity in the last like 10 minutes of you opening your own cell. It's clear like that's not what has triggered this a secondary alarm to go off. So it's clear to you that there has to be some other catalyst somewhere else in the prison, resulting in the actual alarm going off again.
Hellcrook, you think they found the doctor?
Oh, maybe they did, yeah. That would make sense, especially if it's, the original alarm was for those, those stooped up people who you let free. Then they probably would have tried to take them back to the infirmary, found the doctor. Oh, boy.
Speaking of letting free, I have an idea. How do you feel about just unlocking every cell from here to Benito when we
That
find
would
him?
draw a lot more attention to us.
Exactly,
because
but a lot
to
more
us.
confusion too.
Maybe on the way out we can do that.
Yeah, the only thing that I worry about is some of these folks in here could be pretty nasty. They might turn on us and try and...
But they're not gonna turn on us. We're setting them free.
Opal?
And I I point down in my pocket, pull out the key.
There's a lot of real tough guys in here who are gonna want this key.
Let's let the ones that don't look too tough out.
Let's talk about it after we find Benito.
Okay, but I like the idea of creating chaos.
So do I, my dear. So do
Oh,
I.
at one point we agree.
Kylia, you hear shortly before Rumpke does, sounds of fighting kind of echoing down this tunnel, even amidst the interspersed like alarm, right? As between its like blares, you can hear some type of commotion or something coming from farther down the tunnel from where you are.
Quiet. Do you hear that? Do you hear there's commotion?
Is this from the direction that I went to go fight? So it's further away.
Well, your cell is at a dead end, so everything, anywhere you would go in the prison is down the singular direction. So again, if you're facing the front bars of your cell looking out, it's to your left.
That is a rude DM choice. Thank you.
And as Kylia draws attention to it, yeah, all of you hear now. It's clearly the sounds of like people squaring off and fighting.
Let's go. Now's the time.
Yeah, let's go. I pick up Happy sort of on my shoulder, and we're sort of both wobble.
I get underneath Happy's other shoulder to help take half the weight.
I look at Hellcrook and hold my hand out for the key.
Don't.
But for Mel and Stan.
No. On the way out.
I don't know if that's a good idea right now.
Let's go. We need to find Benito.
Yeah, let's be quick. You two go ahead. Try and be quiet.
So we're going to follow kind of at like a bit of a distance behind them. That's Hellcrook's idea anyway, is that Opal and Kylie Seychelles will go on a little bit ahead, just within, 50 feet or whatever, 100 feet max.
We're at top walker speed.
All right, so again, be helping with the two of you helping Happy. You can get him moving at like a regular, an average speed, right? Kind of helping him overcome the hindrance of again, he seems to be like Hellcrook, definitely noticing from like your walk from A to here, like he is nearly fully like on his own weight, taking his own weight for his steps. His every like third step's no longer like scuffling or shuffling on the stone. He's able to pick up his feet properly again. And you can see like his you two like have him between the two of you, right, and one arm of each of his over your shoulders kind of thing. He's like kind of his grip on you rather than this loose flabby arm is becoming like stronger and more firm, right? And then eventually like he's taking more of his own weight, that pressure you feel both on your shoulders, it lessens for the two of you as you're helping him. And it's only like the 200 feet, as you pass Mel and Stan. Mel's like, hey, good luck, Jewel. Good luck.
See
Come
you
back
later.
for us.
Yeah, see you later.
So Kylea and Opal are at the very front. The rest in tow, right?
Yep.
Are we stealthing or are we moving as quickly as possible?
I think I would like to stealth, sir.
Stealth.
The ladies in the lead, can you give me some stealth checks then? We'll say the gentlemen are far enough back where it doesn't immediately impact your stealth movement.
29. The best I can do.
What? I've never even heard
Wow.
that close to 30. That's insane.
So you're approaching the end of so your tunnel here at the dead end is like a 20-foot stretch before it hits into kind of a four-way of branching, right? When you get to there, you would take a right, and then like the next right, 200 feet more to get kind of loop around to the common area, right? This is a passageway that all of you are familiar with as you've walked it a number of times already in the short time you've been here. So as you approach this kind of intersection, both of you hear distinctly like the sprinting of steps now, echoing, like approaching you. Like someone is like full out sprinting down the stone corridor here, and just like bounding and echoing off of the tunnel. Again, the alarm's still blaring. You're in this strange yellowish amber strobe of lighting here in the passageway.
Is it just cell door after cell door, and do the cell doors look like bars? Is there any like stone wall area?
Well, there's a stone wall that separates every cell, right? But other than that, this whole area is lined with cells. It looks like every single one of them is filled. Number of inmates also seem to be stirring, of course, because this blaring alarm seems to be waking up everybody.
I mean, Opal's gonna hear that and be like, actually, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna hug the wall and stay still. Hope to blend in.
Everybody, do what Opal's doing. I want to cast Silent Image. So if all of us can get together against the stone wall and hug the wall, and I'll cast a Silent Image in front of us of a stone wall.
Okay. How does silent image work?
You create the image of it's verbal, semantic, and material, but the material is a bit of fleece, which we agreed I had some lint in my pocket. I create an image of an object, a creature, or some other visible phenomenon that is no larger than a 15-foot cube. It appears in a spot within range and lasts for the duration. So it's going to be like a bump out in the wall. It's going to like all of a sudden the wall's going to bump out for no reason.
Well, we're gonna try.
No, I'm getting what you're saying. Basically, at the threshold into this four-way area, you want to just basically close off and make it a three-way, essentially, like a three-way stop
that would
rather than
work.
a four-way stop, right?
Yeah, that works. I like that.
Oh, okay.
That's what
I
was
now
thinking.
understand your original thought.
AKA, he told us, you're at a four-way.
Well,
On second thought,
credit where credit is due, I shall pat myself on the back as you successfully throw up your silent image.
Hellcruck will try and sort of like help Happy and Rumkey to also flatten themselves against the wall as much as we can.
So you've all kind of flattened out, and really it's not against the wall, it's actually against bars, right? Because the it's like a foot of a wall between the cells, essentially, think of it, right? So you're kind of pressing yourself against full cells full of inmates. There's really no other place that you would press up, unless you want to unlock a cell and try to get into one into a full cell. This is what's happening, but you've put up kind of this barrier, right? Which
No, we hope he needs to go one of the three other ways. It's a 25% chance.
He needs to go one of the two other ways now.
okay, so you all now hear these steps, and it seems some of the fighting also, it seems like it's further away than these footsteps, right? You can still kind of hear it in the distance here. Now a little louder because you're a little closer, but still seems like it's far from your position, right? As sound travels very well throughout some of these stone corridors. And the steps, you just hear them run by this silent image. Everybody please make me a stealth check, though, as you are kind of huddled behind this illusory magic.
Wasn't sure if that was a 3 or an 8, but thankfully it's an 8. For a total of 11 for Hellcrook.
18 for Kylia.
15 for Opal.
With my -5, I got a 2.
Oh,
And with Happy's -5, he got a 1.
oh no.
dear.
No.
So the majority of the
Get
the
off me,
majority of
Happy!
the-
Quit pushing on me!
He's like Happy's still chewing on the gag.
Stop touching me.
Yes, so that unfortunately the majority rules and the majority failed. So you hear the steps go by, but then you hear like the skidding of this person coming to a stop, and then they come back to the intersection here. And so is there any rules in the spell on how to detect that it's an illusion? Obviously it doesn't hold up to physical inspection.
A creature that uses its action to examine the image can determine that it is an illusion with a successful investigation check against my spell DC.
DC 35.
So this guy runs up and stops like right in front of us.
There's clearly the footsteps have stopped outside of the silent image, and because of your failed in your stealth, I'm going to give this creature advantage on attempting to detect that it is an illusion.
It's Benito.
So sorry, it was an intelligence roll.
Investigation.
Well, with advantage, it's only 15.
It succeeds.
Okay, each of you, like the steps go silent, and then suddenly a hand passes through.
Kylia will grab the hand and yank on it.
You grab onto the hand and pull this person through, and you pull in Officer Old Ned Bull through the illusory wall.
At least it's a good guy.
He like catches himself right in front of you, and his traditional like pale yellow and blue guard armor, he's traded up for that bulky plate armor, which is the same garb that Hellcrook and Kylia had witnessed some of the responding guards that you narrowly avoided in cell block A. But Opal and Rumkey, you see that his club has been swapped for a proper shield and short sword, like the blade's edge like gleaming in the strobing yellow lights.
I picture it as I grabbed him and I went to like grapple him and then realized who it was and let go of him real quick.
Sure, and that kind of allows him to catch himself as you kind of stop his, like you release the additional forward momentum that you kind of impart upon him. Hell, everybody right in here? Wait a sec. How'd you get out of your cells? Shh. What do you mean? Shh. The goddamn alarm's playing.
It's us.
Where's
Yeah, I can see it's you.
Where's Benito?
It's go time. We gotta find Benito. It's go time.
Everybody be quiet. Goodness, we're gonna give
All right,
ourselves away.
Hold on a second. Look, there's some fighting down the hallway there. He kind of looks at Happy. Well, I see you found your friend there.
Yeah, I found my friend, but we need the objective, the target. He's the money maker. We need the Benito.
Yeah, I know the mission here. So I'm assuming some of yous had some part of the shitstorm going on out there, eh?
We may have contributed a little bit. We could talk about this later. Let's find Benito, please.
Yeah. Well, wait a second. We'll talk about it as long as I want to talk about it, okay, Missy? I'm still the one in charge here, all right?
Of course. I'm sorry, officer. Please, go on.
Hey, Zelmo didn't say nothing about all four of yous getting out of here. Only Benito, okay? You don't know you don't know what's going on out there. You want to navigate out here? Okay, look, you follow my lead. I'll get you to Benito, okay?
So what do you want us to do?
Look, we will get out there, and I know where the cell is. You know, some of you ain't looking all that hot, though. You sure you can make it?
They got him on the stoop.
We'll make it.
Oh, yeah. Look, about that, I don't know. I ain't forcing nothing on you, but he kind of pulls from a side pouch, pulls up 4 vials of bright green liquid.
Oh my gosh.
Do not.
This is going to get us out of here.
Take
If
that.
any of you need one of these, he will kind of hold it out to whomever would like to take one from him.
Does it make me invincible?
Do I lick my lips?
Kylia will quickly grab all 4.
But what if it helps us win?
Yeah, I mostly stick to tea and once in a while some coffee, so I'm good, thanks.
I will say it gives you a really good bump. I mean, it might give us the energy we need to
You
get
do
out
not
of here.
need this right now. I will hold on to them for you for later.
Well, hey, hold on there, Lila. Hey, if Rumpke here wants one, if he's entitled to it.
He might help us fight things.
Maybe just a taste. We don't have to drink the
I
whole
can
thing.
make him an antidote from the plants in Happy's pants.
Opal, please.
I don't know what you're talking about there, but well, I do wonder, is this stuff like habit forming,
No, you can stop anytime
It's
you want.
highly addictive.
Yeah, it's addictive. I'm pretty sure, like,
You should be careful, Rumkey.
Everyone we know that has taken any of it needs it more and more.
always.
Always. And forever.
The people who I saw did seem like they wanted more pretty desperately.
All right, hang on to it. Let's find Benito. We got it. Time's wasted.
Take us to Benito.
All right, yeah, let's get moving here. What's this thing doing here? This wall thing, huh? Who's responsible for this?
It disappears.
Never mind. All right, let's go. How the heck did you get out of your cells, anyways?
That is a long story that we can have later.
And he will start to lead you, and he does take you like to the right, kind of this to take you around this right and then a second right, like down around the common area. This is again the same way that you all came here, like yesterday morning when you first were dropped off at your cell. All right, I think we got to stay a little quiet here, but some guards got jumped in the infirmary in A. Bunch of inmates got a hold of the keys. They've been letting people out of solitary. It's pandemonium. They're running all over the place.
Crazy.
Like, I wasn't even here. I got called in to assist,
Should we let more out? Let's, make it crazy.
No, Opal, no.
Hey, you let more out. I'm going to be target number uno here.
Well, just come out with us.
No. No, we need to just take advantage of the distraction right now and not add to it at all.
What about 2 more people? Just 2 little...
Opal!
On the way out.
Aren't we leaving?
Hey, Happy, can I borrow that rag? Somebody else needs to suck on it for a little bit.
I get the picture.
Happy, finally, spits it out.
Oh, shut up.
We're ready to follow your lead, officer.
Oh, yeah, you're walking at this point. As you're progressing towards the common area, you all start to smell smoke. And you can see, whiffs of it start to collect up at the ceiling of your walkway, as if it's, spilling under the corner of the threshold right into the common area. And obviously the common area being 30-foot ceilings compared to only the 10-foot out here in the walkway. All above you now, smoke is starting to coalesce. It's clear from the kitchen area, someone has set some type of fire. There's a number of inmates and guards in here squaring off as you can hear them as you're approaching. Everybody, let's do another stealth here, I guess, to try to get through this common area. Looks like most people in here are very preoccupied with each other.
Oh no.
Another 11 for Hellcrook.
I rolled a 1.
Oh boy.
22 for Kylia.
A 1? That means a 3 though, right?
Still coming off the stoop here, so I got a 9.
It's not terrible.
And, I mean, fortunate for Happy, he can't go into the negative.
Oh, no.
Oh, jeez.
I was wondering about that. If you roll a 2 and you have a -5, how does that work?
Yeah, I think you're bottoming out at a 1 here. So your group is clearly noticed. You see a small collection of guards. They're also in their plate armor, being preoccupied with a bunch of inmates. And a few of them, a few guards have them sprawled and pinned on the ground, trying to keep them restrained. Before another group of inmates pile onto this group of guards. So both kind of sides see your group, your interaction. Nedbull quickly gives Kylia a push. Get down, keep going, let's go, inmates, let's go. And we'll give Opal a smack with the blunt of his sword. He's gonna do a performance check. He's not intending to hurt you. Oh, he rolls an 18 for his performance check. So some of the guards that have, turned their head towards your group, they go back to what they're, the task at hand and the people around them. And Nedbull will get you through the common area. And by now it seems that these inmates that have the keys, like they've been into the westmost section of B, which is a part of the B block closest to A, right? Close to that connecting door between the cells. You see you start to come across like unconscious guards stripped of their weapons and armor, unconscious inmates. A number of cells clearly have been flung open by presumably those that have taken keys off of some of these fallen guards. It seems more and more inmates are getting freed from their cells as you're progressing. But you do finally, Oln gets you to Benito's cell.
Bonito, dear, we really must be leaving now.
And Benito and Zev are they're clearly awake. They're kind of trying to watch and take in whatever's going on, whatever's passing by their cell. It doesn't seem that anybody took the care to free them. Ah, Lila, this is surely not what you had in mind of my escape, no?
Not quite, no. But you have to admit it has a certain flair.
Well, let's hope we all make it out of here alive, huh? Where to now?
Officer, which would be the best way to go?
Out? I vote out.
The plan's still taking you back to C. Back to your original cell here. You take that route out, there's no way you're getting through the front gate.
To C we go, then.
Yeah, let's make it quick and make it believable if we run into any guards.
C like the letter or SEA?
Well, technically both, I think, but...
Yeah, both in this case.
Okay, let's hope I don't drown this time. Okay, so if we're leaving, can I let my friends out now?
Sure, if we pass by that way.
No. We let nobody else out, okay? Look, I got an aftermath that I got to deal with after this, okay? We're going to make it as easy for me in the next days, the next weeks, dealing with everything that's going on here as you can, all right? I'm putting myself on a limb here for you.
All right, well, the guys in the cell next to me, Mel and Stan, treat them well. Get them out of here in good shape, okay?
All right, look, they'll get released when they get released. I ain't having nothing else. But look, I'll treat Mel well. Okay, easy to remember. It rhymes. Let's go. Let's get out of here.
Okay.
And, Stan, be nice if you can.
All right, well, thanks.
Hellcrook, you should have said Stan the man.
Oh, shucks.
We go back this way. You got to go back to that common area. I don't know how smart that's going to be, but we can go a little longer. We might have to go a long way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's not gonna fly if we go back through the common area. They're gonna be onto us.
We're following you.
Long way it is. Okay. Let's go. So he starts to take you up north, and you pass by the connecting corridor to the big sliding iron door between A and B. Again, this is a door that everybody but Rumkey has seen, though. Opal definitely saw it in her kind of exploration of Subblock B, and of course, Hellcrook and Kylie were actually led through it in their various circumstances. It's standing open. Again, you're just finding like unconscious, perhaps deceased inmates and guards leaning up against cells, strung up over in like cots where fights have spilled into even like cells being opened, and you're just seeing like just the carnage of what's happening. There's smoke is still kind of starting to billow and spread throughout B block now. As you're underground, there's been a few circumstances where maybe some of you has seen like a type of flume system, but obviously that doesn't exist outside of anywhere a fire is meant to be. So it seems like things are getting very dire. You maybe even breathing starting to get a little more difficult as you're making your way through. You're passed by the gym where again more fights are working out. It seems inmates have stripped, like the dumbbell rack is empty aside from some of the heavier ones, maybe been clearly taken as weapons. Let's make some more stealth. Let's make another stealth check here as you approach the connector between B and C.
Oh, nat 20, so I went from 1 to 20. So that's 22 for Opal.
Critical fail.
Oh, Jesus.
-5.
No.
It's only an 18 for Kylia.
10 for Hellcruck.
Happy gets a 0, which is also a 1.
Oh, frick and a half. Frick and a half.
Oln in his plate is at disadvantage. He gets a 10. Zeb got a 19. Ooh, with a critical success, I guess, a 20, but although it's a skill for Benito, which puts him at a 25. And it is 4 and 4 here for pass fails. So I'm going to give you the pass here. I'm going to give you the pass. Meets
That's our
here.
boy.
Owen lives to see another day.
Yeah, so this is yet another connecting security door that looks like it has been thrown open. This fighting is not clearly centralized to just B now. It has progressed even further into C. Still, you're hearing sounds of fighting and guards mobilizing, echoing everywhere. Stepping into C, Oln leading you. I imagine like Oln's picking up his pace. He's like almost full out, like you're all full out running almost at this point, right? Happy and Rumkey maybe struggling to keep up, but with the aid of Hellcruck able to do so. You get to familiar territory, right? Oln is now backtracking on the route. He led you all when you are all four chained up and connected by links of chain to your shackles from the C escape cell to B, right? You're taking that same route. So this is very familiar to all of you. You're like on unfamiliar ground, right? At least those that heeded Oln's advice to pay attention to where I'm taking you on that very first morning when he had said that. You turn down a corridor, and like 200 feet down to your left, you see a collection of guards rampaging through who spot you, but you are gone. Like you've got this head start on them, and you are approaching and running now. And you get to the cell. It still remains empty. It hasn't been filled since you vacated it for this fake transfer. Oln unlocks it, opens up, and starts ushering each of you through. Who's first? Who are you securing first here?
Okay, let's... Happy, Rumkey, you two are the most beat up. You need to get through first. Quick.
Hey, somebody start working on the bricks there, huh? You gotta free up the wall.
I'll go over and start pulling on the bricks the best I can.
Yeah, same.
I'm going to go over and also work on the bricks real speedy like.
Yeah, Opal's gonna be like,
I can't be last. I'm not strong enough, and I almost died.
I'll go last. We need to get them through first.
I'm glad there's other loud things going on. These are big bricks.
Yeah, we're not taking easy on the bricks. We're just grabbing them and knocking them off onto the floor.
We'll go first, in case there's any kind of blockages or anything. We can move it out of the way.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. But I think, we need to get Happy and Rumkey through quickly and at the front of the line, too.
Okay, so you go last.
Yeah, I'll go last. That's fine.
Are there enough bricks gone now that Kylia can jump through?
Yes, so you've been pulling these bricks. Obviously, not all of you are going to fit in the cell. Zev has made sure that Benito is in this cell. Benito's like very curiously like watching, pulling the bricks down and peering over. Olin has taken a few steps, like 30 or 40 feet, like back to where you're coming. Like he's like looking down a hallway, basically keeping a watch out. And okay, so Kylia first.
Benito, come with us.
I would go nowhere without Zev.
He can bring up the rear with Hellcruck.
Where exactly does this lead?
Out to the water.
Yeah, we've got a boat that's tied up there waiting for us.
With the bricks now pulled out, the discarded linens that you had dropped there a day ago still sopping wet, you can now clearly hear the sounds of the ocean. And I made up a week's worth of recorded title charting for Storm Cape. So let's consult it versus again, this is historical tidal charting. So maybe not entirely accurate to how the tide may be occurring today. This is simply from the beginning of this year in Storm Cape.
Dude, you got too much time on your hands.
Yeah, did I tell you I took a level of Tempest Cleric?
I simultaneously love that you've done this and also hate it because this could end very badly.
You poor soul. You have so much time on your hands.
So it is about 2 a.m.-ish, 2 or 3 in the morning now, by the time you've grabbed Benito and made it back here.
Jupiter is in retrograde. I might.
You're on the down end of the tide coming out, and of course, you know, like the waterway also has a lot to do with keeping the tide in the bay steady. So the effects of the mechanisms within the waterway district itself don't quite reach out to where you docked originally, right, which is out on basically open ocean. So your tide puts you at looking about 20 feet or so, a 20-foot tide, which is a little higher than when you originally had entered.
So the tunnel is completely underwater.
The tunnel's not completely underwater.
But for part of it, we're going to be gulping.
Perhaps, yes. So, everybody, if should it come up, you are able to hold your breath for a number of, I believe it's a number of rounds per your Constitution modifier or something like that.
Says character can hold their breath for a number of minutes equal to 1 plus their Constitution modifier, minimum of 30 seconds.
Minutes.
Okay, so a number of 1 plus your con in minutes that you're able to hold your breath. Okay,
Well, that's pretty
minutes.
good, actually.
Oh, 2 minutes. We got this.
that's not that bad. You all know the distance too. It's only about 400 or 500 feet, which seems like far when you're belly crawling, but you might be good.
Half a kilometer of crawling while holding our breath. All right.
So as you've peeled this off and you're looking in here, clear like the waves of the ocean, like the water funneling in and then retracting, like you can see it right at the base of the wall here, right? Which before it had kind of been a little ways in still as you were entering.
I think with Hellcrook at the end, even if someone like goes unconscious, he can maybe try and
Push them.
push, I guess, yeah, because it's so narrow. It's not like I could squeeze by them and pull, probably. But yeah, Hellcrook's got a con of +3, so he can hold his breath for a decent amount of time.
We're not gonna all fit in a boat.
I know, that was immediately what I thought, especially with if Opal had brought her 2 other buddies, like there's no way.
Right, that's what I was thinking too. We'll have to take turns. Who's rowing over? And I'll row back and pick you up. Not me, I'm exhausted.
Someone will just doggy paddle off the back end of the boat to propel it.
So, Kylea, you begin to enter into this tunnel, right? We're kind of forming this line. You can hear more yelling coming from behind you, clearly getting closer. Ned Bull starts to scream, "Hey, over here, down here, I got him." Hey, we'll come back up to the cell. Get a move on, let's go.
I will shimmy faster.
All right, so sorry, what's the order here?
Can we do like tush push? You know, like in football, you just push them. Like everyone just pushes the person with the ball across the line of the end zone.
Kylea, Benito, Zev, Happy, Rumkey, Hellcrook.
Where's Opal?
Where's Opal?
Oh, in the middle somewhere.
Yeah.
Happy, Opal, Rumkey, Hellcrook.
The only thing is we should. Happy's like really in rough shape, right? So like if he goes unconscious, we probably need someone strong nearby him to push/pull him.
I can push him through. Even with a -5.
My strength is +0, but I could try.
Well, as you are trying to figure out who's going
Oh,
in
please
what
don't.
order,
Don't do it.
Officer Own Nedbull, sword in hand, drives it into Zev's stomach, withdrawing it and kicking him down to the ground.
What?
Nino immediately jumps at him to react. Ned Bull gets up a shield. Benito has a shiv of his own now out trying to slash at Oln as the two of them begin to fight.
What are you doing?
Hey, get Benito out of here, all right? Zamos said it's only Benito, no one else. Let's go. I got my own orders, okay?
Oh,
Get him out of here. Get him off of me. I'm going to hurt him.
I grab Benito by the shoulders and pull him and try to stick him up in the hole.
And Olm's shouting, hey, down here. Okay, give me, let's do a contested grapple here.
Can I help?
All right.
Kylia
Yeah.
helps with this.
I want to help. Yeah.
I think, Kylie at this point, so remember, not all of you can fit in this cell. So
Okay, so Kylie is already down in the hole.
I would say you're maybe on the other side of the wall. So who else is going to try to help Rumpke
I was
here, if
I was gonna be last, so I would still be there. So I will try and manhandle him as well.
Absolutely. Okay, so with your help, I'm going to give Rumpke advantage then on this check.
Come on, Mr. Benito. I know you like him, but we gotta get you out of here. It's not worth it.
All right. Contested strength with advantage. I rolled a 9 and a 9 minus 5. So that's 4. And 4.
So Benito breaks. Benito only rolled an 11, but he breaks out, and you catch a nick from the shiv as he's wildly slashing out. You're just gonna take another 4 points of slashing from it, incidental, and he is still on Oln, and you can see Zev still alive but on the ground, seriously wounded, is reaching up and clutching onto Oln's leg, trying to pull him away from Benito. Incoming footsteps down the hallway, imminently upon you.
Can I throw a vial of stupor that I have of the red stupor at Rumpke from beyond the wall?
You're gonna hook him.
Sure. Would we okay. I'm gonna give each of you.
I thought you were in the tunnel.
She's on the other side of the wall here, right? So she can still see and see. So I'm gonna give each of you a moment to react or do something before we roll initiative. So Rumpke, I'll say Rumpke's grapple was him doing that. So each of you will now have a chance to attempt something. We can do it in whatever order the three of you would like.
If Rumpke was unsuccessful, I think I would, if I'm able to, try and take over in pulling Benito off of Oln and wrestling him toward the hole.
Absolutely. You can do your own contested grapple against Benito for sure.
24.
Okay, well, Benito, as wiry as he is not doesn't look like a particularly strong fellow, more agile. He got a 7. So you successfully have your arms around him. You've grappled Benito now.
Come on, Rumpke. I got him. Let's go.
Okay, Opal or Kaelia, there's still, if you still want to try to do something, you have a chance to.
I think seeing how much Rumpke is struggling, and knowing we have an arduous task ahead of us trying to get out of here, I will throw him a bottle of the red stupor, not the green stupor.
Roll me an intelligence check, please.
Doesn't
To
the
see if it makes a difference.
red? I don't think you want the red.
The green was super stupor.
Red
Green's
is stop. Green is go.
17.
Okay, yeah. With that, with what you saw in the infirmary and being on the red versus the green, the red is what Happy is under.
Oh, okay. Then I will throw him a bottle of the green.
Sure, I'll say you can get it to him. So Rumpke, you now have a vial of this bright green liquid in your hand. Opal, is there something you'd like to do?
Well, I was thinking, what's his name? Zeb?
Yeah, Zev. Take your hands off of me. Now, Zev, no.
The thing I had up my sleeve was invisibility, but it doesn't feel like it would help in this moment. I think Opal's gonna just buckle under pressure and just go on the other side of the wall.
Rumpke, are you drinking the superior stupor?
Yeah.
Rather than my heart potentially exploding.
So I will say that while you are currently addicted to it, your kind of satiation factor since your last dose like you're not in withdrawal because you haven't had it for so long. This is like, again, if you have a plate of cookies and you're offered 2, I would love a 3rd or a 4th, but you can certainly like resist it. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to tell you your addiction is like demanding that you down this. You still have, enough willpower that you definitely can resist drinking it, as you're suffering the effects of not having it right now, but you definitely want it. You definitely want it. You remember how you felt in that fight? How literally invincible you felt, like you could do anything and fight for hours. I will tell you, if you do drink this dose, it will remove temporarily those levels of exhaustion that you were suffering.
Oh my. Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to let fate decide.
Yeah, boy.
50 or below, and I'm going to take it. 86.
-5. Oh, it's not even.
So I grab it, I open it up, I start to put it up to my lips, and I sense that familiar smell from not that long ago. And I sort of look around and pop the top back on it, stick it down in my pocket, and grab Benito's legs and sort of lift him up on the other side of Hellcrack and go, I'll use it if I need it. When I need it.
And he is, of course, he's struggling. I imagine Hellcrack, you've like pinned, like, you had his arms over Benito's arms, right, to like pin him down with the use of his weapon. Rumpke, you scoop him up his legs. Everyone filtering into the cell over the wall. Oln slams the cell shut, locking it himself, and he delivers like a final blow as you're passing and pulling Benito. Benito is like screaming for Zev. Oln delivers the final fatal blow to Zev as you've stuffed Benito into this tunnel now.
Well, that does solve one problem.
So are you putting Benito ahead of Rumpke and Hellcrack? Like, what is the new order here? So we've got... Okay, so the new order is Kylea, Happy Opal, Opal Happy.
I was gonna say, I can be behind, Happy to help push him if he needs it, I guess.
All right, Kylea, Happy, Opal,
Why does it matter, Leland? Just let us have this.
Benito, Rumpke.
Sorry. It's 400 meters.
It's gonna... Benito... Well, it'll have to be Hellcrack, Benito, Rumpke, because you have them kind of between you two. Into the splashing water, and immediately everybody but Opal has to get down onto their bellies, crawling, right? And it's incredibly difficult. Benito is for sure going to slow Rumpke and Hellcrack down, making their way. Kylea, I mean, you can make like as quick progress as you're physically able to, right? You have nothing impeding you but the water. There are definitely sections where you have to hold your breath, where it kind of dips down low, right? And you're crawling and almost swimming in some areas, which, you know, the little bit of weightlessness within the fully submerged kind of actually helping you pull and claw your way through some of these areas faster. And then you come out of the dip where the, you know, getting a brief space of air, like inches of air above the waterline in some areas. Benito is lashing out kicks at Rumpke behind him. I mean, it's going to be a disadvantage in this cramped space, but he's trying to kick and like wanting to reverse himself through this tunnel. Although with disadvantage, that is again only an 8 to try to catch Rumpke. Rumpke, you're able to just like get a shoulder or move your head in this tight space. Rumpke, you're going to have to try to push. Like, Benito's resisting the forward motion, right?
I'm going to try to grab both of his legs and feet and sort of push them together so he can't, and sort of hold him, and then, you know, push him forward like a plunger. And I'm going to go, Zev's dead, and nothing you can do. You're going to die next. And then just push as hard as I can up into whoever's in front of him.
I will get him. No. I will see it with my own eyes. Hellcrack, did you go into the tunnel head first or feet first?
How difficult would it be for me to get through this tunnel feet first?
I mean, you're just going to have to, rather than, pulling yourself and, flippering your feet forward, it would be rather backwards. So it would definitely, again, like, take you a little more time, but if you go in feet first, you're going to be able to help Rumpke pull Benito, right?
Yeah. If it's like feasible and not gonna like make it 3 times as slow for me to move feet first, then I would go feet first, because I do anticipate that Benito's gonna be a problem.
So yes, while he is kicking at you, you are basically face to face with him. He is lashing forward with his dagger at you. Again, still a disadvantage in this cramped corridor because you are considered to be squeezed here. That's a little better though with a 17 to hit with his makeshift dagger.
That hits.
So you're gonna take 8 slashing as he just catches you like across the shoulder and cutting into the shoulder of your prison garb. You can make make me another grapple. Again, I'll give you advantage with it because of Rumpke's help, but you're technically at disadvantage inside of the cramp, so just a normal roll.
Nat 20. Unreal, Helkruk. You are on fire today. So nat 20 for that. Now, what I was looking at is on my character sheet, is it feasible for me to, like, mechanically, how does it work? Like, if I wanted to try and grapple him and keep moving, can I do that?
Yeah, it would half your speed, though, moving with him. But we can kind of ignore that in this space again with Rumpke's help. So what's your total then?
20 plus 5, 25.
Well, I'm going to say with that, you're even able to disarm Benito, and slowly the two of you can like struggle Benito through, and the whole way, like, he's not giving up, right? Seems like frantic. Opal, Happy, seems to be doing pretty okay in front of you. Occasionally you could give him, like you said, the shoot and give him a little help through some of the more narrower sections. The tush push, yes. Mm-hmm. Getting very friendly with Happy. Kylia, you reach the end of this tunnel far quicker than anybody else, as everybody has some type of opposition either in front of them or between them. And you get to where the rock that Opal tried to secure, failing to do so, and as a result, the more water flooding in. So like, there's nothing obstructing you as you get out, and you finally get out into like the pitch black of night. Right, they're coming into the early morning. You're still pre-dawn here. The storm that was going on when you had arrived is no longer raging. It does seem like, especially comparatively, very calm out here on the ocean now. You've stepped out onto this little rocky, like sandy sandbar at the very base of this cliff, right? It's a few feet down to your left where you had tried to secure the rowboat amidst the jutting rocks, keeping it up and above waves to prevent it from being smashed and sloshed. Looks like functioned as you had hoped, is still there and tied in
I was
position.
expecting you to say the boat was gone.
Yeah, when you used the word tried, I was like, oh boy.
Yeah.
Here we go.
You gotta keep them guessing. Next, Happy out, followed by Opal, Helkruk pulling Benito, and then finally Rumpke. You have all successfully escaped from Storm's End.
To know oneself is to know true strength. Oh, excuse me, I didn't see you there. Don't mind the meditations of my mind. For now we must bid farewell. But fear not. The journey continues at incorrigibleparty.com. There's also a new World Anvil page to explore the world of Senta and all its wonders. These enchanting melodies you've heard come from tabletopaudio.com and Sarastro Music. Please accept my invitation to join our Discord server, and we shall forge bonds as strong as a tall oak, and share tales that echo throughout the halls. Lastly, I humbly beseech you, like, rate, review, and spread the word of our adventures across the realms. Tell a friend, a comrade, or even a foe. And until we meet again, may your dice be blessed with fortune, and your cup filled with ale. Happy adventuring.
This has been a Sounds of Steel production.